Today, we are diving into a really cool, hand-drawn sketch that lays out a totally new vision for our digital lives. We're talking about a world where you and only you are in the driver's seat of your own data. So, let's see how it's supposed to work.
Think about it. We do this all day, every day. You post a picture, share an article, search for something random. But the second that data leaves your phone or computer, it's kind of gone, right? Its journey is a total mystery. Who actually owns it? Who's making money off of it? And can you ever really trace it back to where it started? That is the big, fundamental question we're tackling today.
So, this sketch right here is our map. It outlines a concept called the Secure Data Transmission Protocol, or SDTP for short. Now, this isn't just some small update to how things work now. No, this is a complete reimagining of how data moves around and who really holds the keys online. Let's walk through it together, step by step. So where does this big journey to take back our data even begin? Well, it all starts with the most important part of the whole puzzle, you, and a pretty powerful new tool for proving that your data is, well, your data. The entire system, the whole idea, it starts with the individual, you and your private data. In this SDTP world, you're not just a user, you are explicitly called the data owner. And believe me, that little shift in language is a really big deal. Okay, so how do you actually prove ownership? You do it with something called a data signature. The best way to think about it is like a digital autograph that is literally impossible to forge. It's a cryptographic fingerprint that gets permanently stuck to your data, proving it came from you and only you. And this isn't just some high-level abstract concept. The protocol imagines it as a simple little piece of code, just like this. Owner_signature 123XYZ that gets embedded right alongside your data. This tiny little tag, this is what could change everything.
All right, so you've got your data and you've got your unforgeable digital signature. The next step is to package it all up so it can travel the internet safely. And that's where something called the Universal Payload comes into play.
The process is actually super straightforward. First, your data gets put into this standardized container, the Universal Data Payload. Making it a standard is key because it means any system anywhere can recognize it. Then your signature is attached, which basically seals the package. It's a really simple but secure way to get your data ready for its trip. You know, a perfect analogy for this is sending a certified package. The data is the valuable stuff inside. The universal payload is the standardized box that every post office recognizes. And your digital signature, that's the special tamper-proof seal that proves it came from you and that no one's messed with it. Okay, our data is all packed up, it's signed, it's sealed, now it's ready to go. So let's follow its path as it leaves the safety of your own private server and heads out into the wild west of the open internet. So this data package moves from your private server, a space you actually control, and it gets sent out using the Secure Data Transmission Protocol. You can kind of think of SDTP as the brand new secure superhighway built just for this new kind of data. After it leaves your server, the data flies across the internet and hits its next major stop, the processing stage. You can see the diagram highlight servers and AI here because that's usually where data gets sorted, analyzed, and even changed around. Now, this processing stage, this can often feel like a total black box, right? Our data goes in, some magic happens to it, and something totally different comes out the other side. So what makes this any different? Okay, this is the most important part. Even if some AI algorithm rewrites your text, summarizes your article, or transforms your photo, that original signature stays with it. It provides a permanent, unbreakable chain of custody leading right back to you, the owner. That's how your ownership sticks, even after the data itself gets changed. So after all that processing, the data is now ready for its final destination, being used by all the apps and platforms we interact with every single day. This is the last leg of the journey. The processed data moves into what the diagram calls the data consumption pipeline. This is basically the system that feeds information and content to all the websites and apps we use. And where does this data end up? Well, everywhere. It can be used by the traditional web, by Web 2 platforms, think social media, and even in the new decentralized world of Web 3. The whole point is that this verifiably sourced data can power all the services we already love, but it adds this new layer of trust and accountability. So we've followed this entire journey, from a simple signature all the way to a major platform. Let's zoom out. What's the big takeaway here? Why does a model like this even matter? What this represents is a massive shift in how we think about data. Right now, our data is often treated like this anonymous commodity. But SDTP imagines a future where every single piece of data has a clear, provable origin story. A world where ownership isn't just some term in a privacy policy, but a technical reality that's literally baked into the data itself.
And that leaves us with a really powerful question to chew on. If every photo, every comment, every single piece of information you ever created online carried your permanent, verifiable signature, how would that completely reshape our digital world? Could it help fight misinformation? Could it make sure creators actually get paid for their work? Could it help us build a more trustworthy internet? It's a lot to think about.